too many of you died. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Father, Father, we don't need to escalate. Oh, nothing ever, for only love can conquer. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in. Oh, yeah, yeah. Take it light, take it sight. Punish me with brutality. Talk to me, honey, so you can see what's going on. What's going on? Hey, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. Woo! Woo! Oh, baby. Everybody thinks we're wrong. They do. Coming through and they prejudge us. Simply cause our hair is long. People, you know, we've got to find a way to bring some understanding here today. Pick it light, pick it sight. People don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, so you can see what's going on. What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? Wanna know what's going on? All right. Oh, baby. What's going on? Wanna know, I wanna know, baby. What's going on? Na. I wanna know what's going on, baby. Yes, I wanna know what's going on right now, people. Oh, what's going on, brother? Tell me, yeah, what's going on? All right.
Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips in the balance of the favor of fair use. Welcome to Blended Healing, Episode 2. Don't take the bait. Don't take the bait. We're talking about here a plan that we have put together to raise the vibrations and to welcome you to your journey home. This is where we talk in depth, no jokes, no playing around. This is a survival guide. So it would be fitting for me to start this off. Last time we met on Wednesday, we talked about the whole introduction and the whole plan and the episode breakdown. Today we're talking about don't take the bait, because they're trying to bait us in to take us off our square. But you don't understand that the new war is not about our bodies. It's about our memory. You see, the war has changed its clothes, but not its mission. The enemy don't come dressed like it used to. There's no chains hanging off wrist in this version. No cotton fields you can point to. No overseers on horses shouting orders. That's not how it moves now. You see, the war we're in today is quieter, smarter, slicker. It's just as deadly, but its mission has never changed. Break them, blind them, erase them. If they can't beat us physically, they're going to have to find another way. And you know they have. If they can't hang us from trees, they'll hang our history in front of us, twisted and retold through the mouths of the ones who tried to kill it. Yeah, I'm the sister soldier of the bunch. If they can't shackle the body, they'll come for the mind, for the memory, for the sacred archive we carry in our bones. That's what they're after now, you know. That's what this is about. Because they finally learned what our people always knew. You can break a body and heal it. You can chain a people and they still dream. But if you cut the memory out of a god, you could make them defend their chains and call it freedom. You could make them beg for assimilation and call it success. You could make them forget they were ever divine. That's the war that we're standing in now. That's the war. We talking about it now. This war is not fought with bullets. It's fought with books that lie and leave whole legacies out. It's fought with laws that erase truth and algorithms that decide what's visible. It's fought with headlines that scream about our violence but never whisper our victories. It's fought through sanitized curriculums, history textbooks, and pretend slavery was just economics. Hashtags that memorialize but don't mobilize. And school boards that decide your child's memory should start with their trauma. It's fought through distractions that dress up like opportunity and silence that shows up wearing the costume of peace. It's fought with erasure marketed as progress, with words like healing that just mean hush, and with policies that wrap themselves in inclusion while gutting everything sacred behind closed doors. And if you're not careful, if you're not paying attention, you're going to find yourself repeating the sound bites that weren't born from truth, but from manufactured boardrooms, data labs, and fear factories designed to keep you from ever remembering who you are. That's why we say don't take the bait, because the bait is never obvious. It doesn't show up waving red flags. It shows up dressed up as something you think you need, which is visibility, acceptance, comfort, relief, and it shows up as representation, not with ownership. It shows up as corporate solidarity during 1 month of the year and silence the rest. And they trying to take that. Don't take the bait. It shows up as distractions that keep you in reaction mode while they rewrite the scripts underneath you. They'll bait you into fighting the symptom while they continue to fund the disease. They'll bait you into emotional exhaustion so you don't have the capacity to see the long game. And make no mistake, they're always playing the long game. Every time we start to organize, unify, or build outside their structure, they drop the bait, a controversy, a viral moment, a new opportunity, an artificial outrage, a whisper campaign, a political bone, something to pull your attention away. They drop the bait all the time, baby. A controversy, a viral moment, a new opportunity, an artificial outrage. Huh. That's the most dangerous thing we can do, is to remember. Because memory is rebellion. And not just historical memory, but spiritual memory, the memory that lives in our blood. The kind that wakes you up in the middle of the night, the kind that tells you something is wrong even when everything looks fine. The kind that don't need textbooks or approval. They're not just erasing the culture, they're deleting the compass points. This is spiritual warfare disguised as educational reform. This is ancestral erasure hiding behind polite politics. This is the modern war, not to own your body, but to rewrite your understanding of yourself so deeply that you forget that you ever had power. And it's working. Every time you feel tired to speak up, every time you feel confused about what's real, every time you scroll and forget what you were angry about yesterday, Every time they exhaust you into compliance, that's the weapon doing what it was designed to do. There ain't no background today because I need you to focus right here, right here. That's where I need you to focus your attention. Not on no pretty scenery and none of all of that, because what I'm saying is valid and it's important to each and every one of us. Do you understand what I'm saying here? But maybe you don't. So allow me to give you a synopsis. They thought changing the language would change the outcome. Thought if they scrubbed the blood off the timelines, we'd forget who bled. They tried to sever the roots that connect us to divine brilliance, thinking that if they snapped the stem, the branches would wither. But our roots are ancestral. They don't just run deep, they run wide, across oceans, across centuries, across whispered names and spiritual codes that survive even the most violent storms. This isn't sentiment. This is survival. This isn't nostalgia. This is strategy. Because to remember is to resist. To remember is to rebuild. To remember is to reclaim everything they swore we never know and never be. May our memory be sharper than their lies. May our stories outlive their systems. May our spirits outshine every attempt to extinguish us. We are just getting started. Let's move.
Welcome to Conversations That Protect. Let's move, and this time we move ready.
Welcome to your... Welcome back. Hey, y'all. Listen, I had to give you the face because this is serious. You understand? But I can't see a damn thing, so let me get my eyes back, okay? Now that's the real me. Hey, y'all. Listen. Because memory is a rebellion and it's not historical memory, but spiritual memory, memory that lives in our blood. That's the kind that wakes you up in the middle of the night. That's the kind that tells you something is wrong even when everything looks good. I'm here to interrupt everything that you got going on. I am. And this series that we have put together is designed to do that. It is. To pull you back into the sacred, to remind you that not everything deserves your attention. Sometimes things are sent just to spin your wheels. You feel me? Some conversations are just traps. Some debates are designed to drain your power and leave you doubting. Leave you doubting what you already know. And this first episode had to start here because before we talk about prepping food, water, and shelter, we have to talk about protecting our memory. Because if you lose that, right, you'll trade your roots for convenience. You'll surrender your legacy for survival. You'll forget how to think for yourself because they convinced you that following noise is the same as hearing the truth. This is a call to sharpen your discernment like a blade, to stop reacting to everything they put in front of you and start building what they hoped you would not do. To guard your energy like it's sacred currency, to protect your mind like it's the last library on earth. You feel me? To sit still long enough to hear your own people. To hear your ancestors start talking through your blood and your bones. They're speaking, man. They're telling you not to panic. They're telling you to remember. Remember the names. Remember the codes. Remember what your grandmother did when there was no money. Remember how your people survived systems designed to erase them. Remember how spirit moved through dirt floors and open windows. That's what I'm talking about. To remember how your grandfather prayed with calloused hands and never waited on validation. Remember, because that's the foundation of every next step. That's the beginning of all preparedness. It's not gear, it's not badges or gadgets or whatever you want to call that. It's memory, baby, because without it, you're just reaching and you're just reacting. With it, you're a weapon. This war is not loud, but it's constant. Constant. It's in your phone, your feed, your child's school, the job policies, your doctor's language, your own doubt, and you feel it even if you haven't said it out loud. That's unease. That's discomfort. That quiet scream in your spirit says something's wrong, even when you see no one else that sees it. That's not anxiety. That's ancestral memory. That's your lineage reminding you that you've been here before, that freedom don't come with hashtags, that safety don't live in silence, that comfort is not a goal. Clarity is. That's in this new war. Distraction is a weapon. And remembering is how we win. So stay focused, man. Stay grounded. Don't give them the energy when they haven't earned your attention. Don't argue with the bait. Don't fight shadows. Don't trade your spirit for approval. Don't scroll your power away. And don't let them tell you that being quiet is being wise when the world is screaming for truth. The bait will always show up. The distraction will always knock. But your job is not to answer every door. Your job is to remember why you're here. And this time, we remember with purpose, we remember with clarity, and we remember with each other. And we move like we never forgot, because we didn't. Ashe? All right. We're going to take a little break right here. Oh, I'm not done with you yet. I'm not done? Oh, no. Did you think Blended was done? No, Blended's not done. Hold on. Hold on to your britches. All right. Let me get to this. You see that? Memory is a spiritual weapon. It's not nostalgia. It's not just holidays or Instagram tributes. During Black History Month, it's not t-shirts with faces on them or speeches once a year in the cafeteria. That's curated memory. That's memory made safe for public consumption, but real memory, ancestral, embodied, spiritual memory is dangerous. It's sharp, it's alive, it's not passive, it's not ornamental, it's sentimental, it's strategic. Memory, when fully activated, becomes a weapon, not to destroy, but to defend, to guard the sacred, to block the erasure, to restore what they tried to burn. Don't take the bait. Because without memory, we move reactive, we move scared. We follow whatever looks familiar because we forgot what actually keeps us alive. We run from ourselves. We second guess our power. We mimic instead of originating. We chase validation from systems that only study us to sedate us. When we forget, we become vulnerable, not just physically, but spiritually. Forgetting makes us flinch when we should be standing still. Forgetting makes us compete when we should be collaborating. Forgetting makes us comply when we should be walking away. Forgetting keeps us small. It keeps us searching for answers outside when the map is printed in our bones. But with memory, with real, rooted, cellular, soul deep memory, we move prophetic. We move prophetic. I'm back. We move like people, right? Who have seen this play before and know how to dodge the trap doors. We move prepared, not paranoid, not hyper vigilant, but steady, unshaken, clear. When you carry memory like a success, it actually becomes your moral compass. You stop reacting to noise. You start recognizing patterns. Stop letting them bait you with the same storylines. Same shit, different chains. You start seeing through the illusion like your grandmother did when she didn't need a degree to know how and who the enemy was. She already knew that. And when she didn't broadcast it, it was a sense that she already knew which way the wind was blowing and how it started to shift things. I want you to go back and remember the Maroons. Do you know who the Maroons are? The Jamaicans, the Africans that went to Jamaica. First stop, Jamaica. They didn't survive because they had weapons. They survived because they had memory. They remembered what plants could feed them and which ones could kill them. They remembered hunting techniques not written in manuals, but passed in song and gesture and in rhythm. They remember how to move through the bush without making a sound. They remember how to speak in code without saying a word. They remember how to trust the earth like it was family. And that wasn't luck. That wasn't brute strength. That was memory as a strategy, memory as a technology, memory as a weapon against denomination. I said denomination. I need to have my afternoon coffee. Domination. You know what the hell I mean. Let's talk about Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman didn't move through the night on blind instinct. She was not just brave, she downloaded the ancestral maps. Spirit moved with her because she was moving with memory. Her inner compass didn't come from books. It came from spirit and bloodline. She listened. She obeyed. She recalled instructions whispered across generations, imprinted through the generations of prayer, suffering, and soul messages. She talked to the trees. She read the stars. She moved when spirit told her to, not when it was convenient. That wasn't improvisation. That was activated ancestral memory guiding her like a GPS in the dark. Every code in our culture, the humming in the kitchen, the call and response in church, the rhythm of the drum, the way we shout, the way we braid, the way we name, the way we mourn, all of that is memory refusing to die. All of it is rebellion through remembering. Every time they tried to erase us, we found a way to record ourselves in quilts, lullabies, in spices, in that syncopation, in language twist, in the eyes of our children. That's what they couldn't fully touch our memory. Our memory don't live in archives. It lives in the things that they think are ordinary. It lives in how we gather, in how we protect, and how we show up even when broken. That is spirit surviving in code. So when they attack education, understand they're attacking memory. When they rewrite textbooks, they're deleting weapons. When they tell you not to talk about the past, they're telling you to disown. When they tell you to move on, they're saying forget your shield. When they flood your feed with trauma, they're trying to overload your spiritual processor and confuse grief for purpose. It's not about history. This is about spiritual immunity, because memory doesn't just tell you where you've been, it teaches you how to withstand what's coming. It reminds you who you were before the trauma. It restores the original blueprint. It reactivates the warrior, the healer, the strategist, the seer, the priest, the architect, the root worker, the medicine holder. And all of that is in you already. It just needs to be remembered. Ashe, ashe. You see, that's why spiritual work isn't just about crystals and candles. It's about restoring the archive. It's about listening deeper, sitting longer, asking questions, recalling what the body knows before the mind was colonized. It's about learning how to remember yourself back together. Because when you remember, you realign with your sacred code. When you remember, you stop reaching, you stop chasing. You start commanding, not from ego, but from ancestral clarity. That is why we say memory is a spiritual weapon. It clears the fog. It blocks the bait. It protects the legacy. It reroutes you when the noise tries to pull you off course. It reminds you that your healing is not random. It's restoration, that your knowing is not arrogance. It's inheritance. When we remember, we stop performing for power we already carry. When we remember, we stop begging for systems to see us. We see ourselves, we sanctify ourselves, we arm ourselves, and we move accordingly. Because memory makes the path clear. And once you see the truth, again, you can never unsee it. You feel me? All right. Let's take a small break. I'll be right back.
Stay beauty. I catch truth. And I bloom every time I do. I rose, sweet and colorful. I capture love in every hue. She glows soft, but the power's bold. Empress touch, yeah, she got that soul. Rosebuds blooming, moving free, giving light through artistry. From the lens to the light, we know a rose like her, that's how we grow. The devil like a spell work, turn pain into prints, make the real hurt look good, and that's talent, babe. She framed the truth, let the colors wave. She don't miss, got us aim. Catch your essence, not just your name. Snap it raw, edit it clean. She building dreams from behind the screen. Ooh, will she see you when you hide it? She find light in the fighting. And she paint your flaws divine. She the frame for your rising high.
Welcome back. You're looking for the erasers, but they don't look like the old ones. They don't wear the white hoods no more. They wear law degrees. They write grants. They run think tanks with billion-dollar backing and smile on the news while they're saving America. The new erasure that's happening. It's surgical, it's sanitized. It comes with a mission statement and a diversity logo, while gutting the very bones of our history in real time. It's not fire hoses. No, it's not fire hoses or dogs anymore. It's policy and platforms. They no longer have to burn the books. They just remove the chapters, change definitions, erase the ancestors, rename the chains, and call it progress. The new erasure is watching them look you dead in your face while they're rewriting your entire story behind your back. And they're gaslighting you for calling it out. Take Project 2025, for instance, okay? You read the blueprint, and it sounds like fiction until you realize it's funded and moving. They're calling for mass firings of government workers who won't push white nationalism narratives. They want to dismantle the Department of Education because education is where the truth starts breathing again. They want federal power recentered under one man, one voice, one vision. And guess who that vision doesn't include? Our children, our scholars, our memories. They want to ban critical race theory. But what they really mean is any truth that names the harm we live through. What they really mean is stop teaching the babies about Black Wall Street. Stop naming COINTELPRO. Stop connecting the dots between plantation systems and prison systems. What they really mean is break the mirror before the reflection wakes up. Project 2025 isn't just a policy proposal. It's an erasure of protocol. It's not a glitch. It's the goal. And while they're talking about taking back the country, they're also taking your vote. Come on, son. They're taking your vote. Let's talk about these voting rights or the strategic stripping of them. Gerrymandering entire Black communities off the map, closing down polling stations in neighborhoods where folks already can't miss work to stay in line for 5 hours. Let me tell you how deep this is. This morning, or yesterday morning, they're already plotting to redistrict parts of Texas so they can get rid of the 5 Black congresspeople and redistrict the map to get them out because they can't stand them, especially Jasmine Crockett. You don't believe what I'm saying? Go look that up. They done did it already in other states. Some successful, some not. How do you think they stay in power? But I digress. I'm not here for political reasons. I'm just here to point shit out. You can argue it down all you want, but it's right there in your face. Sometimes you need to step away from commercial media. I'm not talking conspiracy theories. I'm talking about the ones that are now setting up truth news channel. You know, his way, her way, the truth way, that way. They've already made voter ID laws harder while creating digital systems that misclassify us, purging names off rolls with clerical errors. Oh, my bad. Did we delete your name? Oh. While entire counties lose their right to represent themselves, which is about to happen in Texas. That's not democracy. That's maintenance of a power through erasure. They're not just trying to win elections, they're trying to erase us from participation completely. And once we go from the table, they rewrite every law in our absence. Hell, they doing it right in our face. Look at what happened to Shelby versus Holder in 2013, which gutted the Voting Rights Act, removing the requirements for jurisdictions, oh my gosh, I can't even say the word, jurisdictions with histories of discrimination to get federal approval before changing voting laws. The new voter ID laws, closing polling places and purging voter rolls, disproportionately target Black voters. What's the real impact? Disenfranchisement of Black voters in key states like Georgia, Texas, Florida. Reduce political power. less representation in local, state, and national office, manipulated districts, gerrymandering, if you didn't know, diluting the Black voting strength. You want to talk about museums? Let's talk about museums. Let's talk about the closure of the Anacostia Community Museum in Washington, D.C., one of the only Black-centered Smithsonian institutions built to preserve our stories and our roots. And they shut it down for renovation, but offered no timeline, no budget, no clarity. A museum founded by a Black man to house Black truth, now suddenly too inconvenient to maintain. While other spaces, the ones filled with colonizer relics and stolen artifacts, stay polished and open. There ain't no budget cuts. That's cultural silence. That's historical censorship in real time. They love to say they're preserving culture, but only if it doesn't threaten the narrative. Only if it doesn't remind people what really happened on this soil. Only if it keeps the bloodline of truth buried beneath funding reports. And then there's the social stroll. I call it the stroll. Even though people scroll, I call it the stroll. You're strolling up, you're strolling up. Listen, those digital distractions, man, they used to keep us from seeing the real moves that's being made. While you're on here with some old petty ass shit, they making moves, man. You think you're choosing what you watch? Nah, but your feed is filtered by AI trained on bias. Let me tell you a sidebar story so you get this. You know that TV show that y'all watch? What is that called? Oh shit. Is it Pluto? I don't know. Some shit that y'all watch. You know who owns that? Fox News. Fox. You know, the same people who were behind the Wayans brothers. And when they realized that they were getting too much notice, they used to air all the Black shows on Fox. And then all of a sudden they disappeared. Why? Because Fox got the NFL. So all of that money, which they didn't get, I want to let you know, they didn't get it. All that money got funneled into them purchasing the rights to air the football game off the backs of us. And now they're using the same technique where they get those low budget shows, real life shows for y'all. What's the name of that? Let me find out what the name of that. Is it Pluto? I don't know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that new thing that they done came up with to distract all the Black people where everybody's at, where all the shows are airing, just like it used to do on Fox. They're doing it now. It's gonna come back to me before we end tonight. Ashe? All right. I digress. Because I really wanted to like bring that up because I was a sidebar. Because I don't even know if y'all know that. And now that you know, do you really even care? It's cultural silence, baby. It's historical censorship in real time. And they love to say that they're preserving culture, but the only thing they're doing is threatening our narrative. Only if that doesn't remind people that really happened on this soil to distract us. Because this new generation we got, man, listen, if they're not getting the education from you as they're pulling off books of The Color Purple and Toni Morrison books off the shelf in the libraries and in the schools, oh, child, those books are being banned. And in some cases, in some of those states I mentioned, particularly Florida, they are banned. Oh, man. Y'all be killing me, man. Killing me. These digital distractions, man, just keep you all there. You don't even realize that your posts are on injustice or getting flagged or shadow banned or buried. Meanwhile, foolishness goes viral by design. Disinformation spreads faster than truth because chaos keeps you clicking. But when you get the real truth, the real shit right here in front of you, you don't want to tune into that. But let me tell you, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm here reporting this to you to give you some groundwork on what's coming. And if you didn't get the ideal yet, ooh-wee. All I got to say is keep watching the episodes. Y'all gonna learn something today. I want this shared high, wide, and everywhere when this episodes are running. I want to see 100+ views or more or better. That's even thinking too damn small. Why do you? You know they're betting on us staying distracted long enough to forget we ever had power in the first place. And don't forget the corporate versions of this erasure either. These billion-dollar brands that throw up black square on their social media one week, then turn around and support political candidates whose policies would erase every black advancement for the last 50 years. They release Juneteenth collections while their boardrooms stay 98% white. They make documentaries about our struggle but refuse to pay black creators what they're worth. They use our slang, our pain, our genius, and our rhythm to sell products. But they never fund the roots. They capitalize off the culture. Misappropriation. I thought I was going to be able to get through this in one episode. It looks like I might have to do 2. I'm sorry, D. It's going to be an episode, another episode. I can't even get through it. I just can't even get through it. Because we're already approaching an hour, and I'm not going to keep you longer than an hour. That's our goals. That's why this may be elongated. But I hope that you're intrigued. I hope that you're getting educated. I hope you're hearing something. We are consumed, our stories, our music, our grief, but never truly seen, never truly protected, never truly allowed to lead our own narratives. When we come back, no, I'm going to do it now, right after these messages.
Steps off, baby. This ain't just a vibe, it's a sanctuary. You just walked into the Love Palace. Welcome to a daily dose of D. Wrap yourself in satin truth. This love ain't rushed, it's velvet smooth. Silk on your spirit, rose in your mouth. Let me show you what healing's really about. Ooh, she don't play with pleasure, nah. Only pours it where it's earned. Let it burn slow. A daily dose of tea. Let the love run deep and free. One touch and you'll believe. She's the calm, she's the heat, she's the peace you need. Here in the Love Palace, where even broken ships sail smooth. Anchor down, baby, daily dose of tea. Your prescription to feel seen. No refills, just show.
She rooted in the rhythm of the trees. Talk sweet, pour, calm like teas. Queen Kels with the herbs that speak. She the balance when your soul feel weak. From plan to place, she walk with grace. Tinctures that kiss you into place. This ain't a trend, it's ancient flow. She don't heal you, she helps you grow, yeah. She dropped that lemon balm in the brew. Talk to the leaves like they kinfolk too. From seed to sip, it's alignment work. Holistic hands, love laced in dirt. Queen Kels, that soul on the rise. She don't sell dreams, she real with the vibes. Got jars on the shelf like blessings in glass. Reminding your spirit to slow down fast. No rush, just rhythm. She the pause in the system. Where the world wanna numb, she say feel. That's the kind of magic that heals for real. She in the rhythm of the trees. Talk sweet, pour, calm like teas. Queen Kels with the herbs that speak. She the balance when your soul feel weak. From plan to plate, she walk with grace. Tinctures that kiss you into place. This ain't a trend, it's ancient flow. She don't heal you, she helps you grow.
Welcome back. Listen, there are rollbacks, as you already know, on affirmative action. And everybody seemed to be cool with that. So what happened? The Supreme Court overturned affirmative action in college admissions in 2023, ending race-conscious admission practices. Everybody seemed to be okay with that. But let me tell you what the real impact happened. The decrease in Black student enrollment at top colleges and universities. Less access to generational wealth building opportunities, education, jobs, housing. Increased hostility on campuses as Black students become targets of political scapegoating. And the scariest part, right? It's working. You got a whole generation growing up with no idea who Mabel Williams was. No idea how many Black inventors shaped the tech they now scroll with. No idea that the wealth gap was built off the back of generational theft, not laziness. No idea that the inner city is a term that made up after redlining forced our people into underfunded, policed, and isolated zones. We are watching our memory collapse in real time. And when memory goes, power goes with it. People forget how we got here, forget how to fight, forgot who we are as a people. And that's not just sad, it's strategic. What else? Attacks on Black history and education. What are they doing now? Laws like Florida's Stop the Woke Act bans discussions of systemic racism and the true history of slavery and segregation. Yeah, that was done. They banned books. They revised their curriculum with whitewashed history. Yep, that happen. Is happening. What's the impact? Erasure of identity and historical context in schools. Oh, you didn't know? Oh, you need to go back and look. They were able to erase a whole bunch of laws yesterday morning in the Department of Education. Strap on. It's on and popping now. You ain't seen shit yet. That's why this series exists, man. A generation is growing up uninformed and misinformed about Black contributions to struggles and the resilience, mental and emotional and cultural trauma from institutional gaslighting. They don't just want to erase our past. They want to make sure our future don't even remember it existed. That's why this moment is critical. That's why remembrance is sacred. That's why every elder story, every oral history, every underground document, every banned book is still a tool for survival. This is spiritual warfare dressed in legislation. It's a historical deletion. Control, Alt, delete. It's historical deletion that's been repackaged as policy. And if we don't build our own libraries, protect our own archives, teach our children off grid if we have to, then that's what we need to do. Because they will rewrite us out of our own lineage if they can, and sell us our own likeness back to us in movies and textbooks and documentaries. We're no longer the hero. We're no longer the hero. We're going to be the footnote. Keep it up. Keep it up. So we got work to do, baby. Real work. Not just surviving, remembering. Not just resisting, recording. Not just sharing posts, preserving truth offline, in real life, with your hands, your voice, your breath. Talk to your elders, man. Ask the uncomfortable questions. Collect the photos before they fade. Write the stories before they're gone. Learn what wasn't taught. Unlearn what was weaponized. And never assume that the battle is over just because the battlefield looks different. This ain't just about what they're doing. It's about what we must not forget. Because when the memory becomes a crime, truth becomes rebellion. And that's how you know, because it's already begun. I'll be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. to continue this conversation. I said I'm only trying to keep you off for an hour. It's already after an hour. But I'll be back. We're going to have this conversation. And the next time we're going to meet, we're going to go into segment 2, where we're going to start talking about why they fear our memory. Ashe. All right. Be well, stay safe. Deep bow to each and every one of you. Please like, share, subscribe. Mostly share. Please share. Collaboration over competition. We're stronger together than we are apart. Be well.
Same. 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 Yeah. See, when we met, we were like perfect strangers. Came from 2 different worlds, but spoke the same language. We even shared the same grief and had the same anguish. Both turned pain into art, we shared the same paintings. You even told me about your story, yeah, you're so courageous. I was enamored by your beauty, yeah, that shit contagious. We went through different stages, highs and lows, hot and cold. Real love exposes naked truths, no, we can't hide those. I love the smoothness of your skin, no, I got under that. Is this a safe space? I know I made you wonder that. Went through some storms that made you hide from where the thunder at. Do we belong together or not? I made you wonder that. No, I put questions on your mind to have you question if you mind. Lately you get triggered when I talk, let me conceal my pride. I prayed for you last night, I asked God to heal your mind. I know our love ain't in vain. I just hope you say same.
I know our love ain't in vain. I just hope you say the same.
Same.
Shows me how much I'm truly blessed. 'Cause you don't cause me any stress, and you expose what I suppress. This must be alignment. I'm used to distractions and disappointment and dissatisfaction. I'm so glad you came along to break this pattern. You help me to heal faster. I've got so much room to grow. I know our love ain't in vain. I just hope you say the same.
Same.
I know our love ain't in vain. I just hope you say the same.
Same.
I know our love ain't in vain. I just hope you say the same.
Same.
I know our love ain't in vain. I just hope you say the same.
See, you my equal, you my partner, you my other half. Yeah, you my baby, you my lady, the best I ever had. See, we share space, we share air, we even share laughs. And I love making you smile, I always cherish that. See, nobody get you like I get you. And I love your whole soul and everything that come with you. Yeah, I had some real issues and some things I couldn't admit to. Made you feel like you was crazy and them people should admit you. But that jacket didn't fit you, so put it all on me. See, you the yin to my yang, let's make some harmony. See, we can fight for our love, we got an armory. Ancestors, angels, and the Most High. That black love survive in a world where the most die. No matter what, I'll be by your side. They ask what I look for in a woman, I said I look for God. No matter the rain, let's make power out of this pain. I know our love ain't in vain. I just hope you say same.
I know our love ain't in vain. I just hope you say the same.
Same.
I know our love ain't in vain. I just hope you say the same.
Same.
I know our love ain't in vain. I just hope you say the same.
Same.
I know our love ain't in vain. I just hope you say the same.
Love is stronger than pride. So first let me kill mine. I've committed 1,000 crimes, but loving you was not one. I apologize 1,000 times for everything that I've done. Hey yo, you done just
From the
turned up
stoop
this
to the
song.
shrine, I've been earning my light.
I just
Earned
wanna
it.
inform you
Didn't
that
pray for a savior, had to learn how to fight. Burn a sage like incense, but my spirit don't fold. Still got pain in my pocket, and this mic I hold. I ain't soft, I'm sacred, that's strength in disguise. Eye to eye with my demons, I ain't blinking this time. Broke every curse that was signed in my blood. Now I dance in the storm, make a waltz out the mud.
Meditating in chaos, peace in the noise. Built a temple from trauma, turn my cries into voice. Crystals in my hoodie, cards in my palm. Yeah, I tear it through the trenches and I storm through the songs. Word.
Whispers in the wind say keep going. My past ain't changed, so I'm growing. Every wound is a prayer in the sky. I bleed truth, and I rise. I mix sage with the pain, prayers with the grind. Still crying in my DNA, but I still realign every time. Roots in the dirt, spirit in the ceiling. This ain't just therapy, this the anthem. Concrete rose, yeah, I bloom through the feeling. Tapped in the truth in these healing realms. Stitching my soul in the blended healing realms. Blended healing realms.